धरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकीशोकनाशनं कपीशमक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै। नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः। ॐ नमः परमहंसास्वादितचरणकमलचिन्मकरन्दाय भक्तजनमानसनिवासाय श्रीरामचन्द्राय ॐ। So today is an auspicious day, which is the beginning of the month of Cancer, Karkataka Masam they say. So according to lunar calendar, the months are calculated as Chaitra, Vaishakha, etc., Jyeshtha, Ashada. So, and according to solar calendar, the months are calculated as Mesha Masam and Vrishabha Masam, Simha Masam, etc. So the Karkataka Masam, the month of Cancer, is starting today. So why is it auspicious? I am saying all time is auspicious, all months are auspicious, all days are auspicious for bhaktas. Karkataka Masam is auspicious because in Kerala they say that this month is the month of Ramayana. So Ramayana Masam they say. So this month they spend in reading and studying the Ramayana. It's starting today, so 16th July. So 16th to 30 days, about 15th or 16th August it will be there. So on this auspicious day and going forward this month, anyway, every week we are having 2 sessions. So it's auspicious that we are studying Ramayana this month. We are studying every week, and this month also specially. So I thought I will first read out a shloka about Ramayana, which Shiromani Kara writes in the beginning. It's a beautiful shloka. Yah karnanjali samputai raharah samyak pibatyadarat Valmikeer vadanaravinda galitam Ramayanakyam madhu जन्मव्याधि जरा विपत्ति मरणैर अत्यंत सोपद्रवम संसारम सविहाय गच्छति पुमान विष्णोः पदम शाश्वतम. So he is telling this Ramayana katha is so great that he who yaha karnanjali samputai aharaha samyak pibati. So he who constantly always so nicely listens to this Ramayana story, so that he's saying Ramayanakyam madhu, this honey called Ramayana, he who listens to this again and again, that honey enters the heart through the ear lobes. So Karnanjali Samputaihi, through the ear lobes it enters the heart. Valmikeer Vadanaravinda Galitam. So this honey has come from the beautiful face or mouth of Valmiki, because he has written this, he has said this Ramayana Katha. So this Ramayanakyam Madhu. So he who hears this, what happens to him? Janma Vyadhi Jara Vipatti Maranair Atyanta Sopadravam Samsaram. The samsara which is filled with birth and death and Vyadhi and etc. Sopadra. So Sopadravam, so Atyanta Sopadravam, many Upadravas are there in the samsara. Such samsara he crosses over. Saha Vihaya, he leaves over this samsara, crosses over this samsara. Vihaya Gachati Puman, Saha Puman, that person who listens to Ramayana, Vishnov Padam Gachati, so that Vishnu Shashwatam Padam, that Pada of Vishnu means our own self. So that nature of the self is Vishnu Padam, so Vishnu Padam. There are mantras like that. So Padam Pashyanti Surayaha. So there are mantras like that. That is the self only. So that Vishnu Padam, these people attain, whoever reads this Ramayana. So it's nice that during this month we are also studying Ramayana, as even we are studying every week. So where did we leave last time? We left it at 19th Sarga. We finished 19th Sarga, and now we are going to start 20th Sarga. So what was the 19th Sarga? Ekona Vimsha Sarga. Ekona Vimshaha means 19. So there's a reason why I'm explaining this word now, because it will be handy for us when we are discussing the chapter. Vimshaha means 20th. So Vimsha Sargaha. So Atha Vimsha Sargaha, the 20th chapter we have to do now. So Vimshaha means 20. Eka means 1. So Ekona Vimsha means 1 less than 20. So Una means less. So little less. How much less? 1 less than 20. So 1 less than 20 is 19. So that's how we use words in Sanskrit. So up to 18, 28, you will have numbers, but then 20, 19, 29, 39, these things will say 1 less than 20, 1 less than 30, 1 less than 40. That's how we use in Sanskrit. And in Hindi also we use it like that. So unnis and untis, unchalis. So things like that. So unchalis means 1 less than chalis. So less than chalis there in Hindi. How much less? 1 less, like that. So ekonavimshaha, 1 less than 20. So that 19th chapter we have finished. Now atha vimshas sargaha तच्छ्रुत्वा राजशार्दूलो विश्वामित्रस्य भाषितं मुहूर्तमिव निस्संज्ञः संज्ञावान् इदमब्रवीत्. So what happened? Where are we in the story? So Vishwamitra has come to Ayodhya, so to meet to ask of a favor to Dasharatha. So don't ask me where is Ayodhya. So there is now controversy. Where is Ayodhya? Is it in UP? Is it in Nepal? Things like that. So in fact there are claims like that. I have a third claim to make. So I feel that third claimant is more right. So one claim is that Ayodhya is in UP. One claim recently they are making that Ayodhya is in Nepal. There is another claim. This claim is made by people like Sadashiva Brahmendra and Tulsidas, etc. Their claim is that Dahara Ayodhya. Ayodhya is in the heart, So that claim seems to be nice to us as Ramabhaktas. So anyway, to Ayodhya Nagari, wherever it is, so we believe Ayodhya Nagari is here in India. So to that Ayodhya Nagari, Vishwamitra has come, and he has asked for Dasharatha. He has asked Rama from Dasharatha. For why? Because that yajna he wants to do, and some vignas are being caused by Maricha and Subahu. So so to counter that, so somebody has to fight them while the yajna is being done, because he himself can't get angry. So because of the yajna, so he requests Dasharatha, please send that Rama with us. And now Dasharatha, he hears this news and he's shocked for a moment, and he has a breakdown. So he collapses on his seat. That's how we ended the previous chapter. That part Valmiki is again what should I say, he's just doing a paramarsha, what has been said. So he's starting again from where he left. So in the last shloka we saw last sarga that he collapsed on his chair and became as though unconscious. So again he's kind of bringing the same thing. Tat shrutva Rajashardulaha, that great king Dasharatha, Vishwamitrasya tad bhashitam shrutva, having heard those words of Vishwamitra, that great king Dasharatha, what happened? Muhurtam iva nissanyaha. So muhurtam iva nisangya, that means muhurtam nisangyaha iva. So for muhurtam means 48 minutes, but then you have to take appropriately. Muhurtam strictly means 48 minutes. Here you should take for a few seconds, let's say for a minute or something like that. He as though became unconscious. So nisangyaha, Tilakakara is writing nisangyaha iva means nishpranaha iva, as though he has become dead, like that. So sanya means pointer. Prana forms part of linga sharira. There is a reason why we call it as linga sharira. We say linga sharira. Linga is a pointer. So typically in Vedanta, how we explain is, suppose you see somebody's slippers outside the house, then you come to know this person is inside the house. So that slippers become the linga for the presence of the person inside the house. So like even that slippers become the linga or the pointer to show you that this person is inside the house. This linga sharira also is a pointer to show that the jiva is still inside. He is not yet dead. So what is it that happens when death, when there is death? So we say, so the jiva has gone. So the linga sharira is what shows. So prana, etc. So that's why they see the breath and things like that. Is there movement in the body? Such things they see. So that is the pointer. That's what we mean by linga sharira. It's pointing towards the presence of the jiva within the body. Anyway, so nishpranaha means as though, so nisanyaha iva, as though he has become dead. That means he became unconscious for a little time, and then he regained his consciousness. So he became sanyavan. So sanya you can take as prana, as Tikakara is telling, or you can take this, he lost his consciousness. He fainted, something like that, and now he regained his composure, sanyavan, and he became sanyavan. And then idam abravit, he says the following words. What is he saying? Una shodasha varsho me Ramo Rajivalochanaha ayuddhayogyatamasya pashyami saha rakshasaihi. So very famous shloka this is. So una shodasha varsho me Ramaha. So like I was telling in the beginning, una means less. So less than 16. Una shodasha varshaha. He's less than 16 years old. So how do you explain this less than 16 years old? How old? So how less? How much less? So una means less. So you should say little less. You can't say 2-3 years less than 16. So you should say 1 day or 1 month, 1 week, or maximum, let's say a few months less than 16 years. That's the understanding. So he's almost 16 years old when Vishwamitra has come to Dasharatha. So and then so now a discussion, great discussion happens by these commentators. I will tell you the gist. as to ascertaining the age of Rama. So there are a few statements in the Ramayana where this age statements come up. So primarily, so here Dasharatha is saying, and then Kausalya Devi will say in Ayodhya Kanda when Rama is going to the forest. So what does she say? So दश सप्तच वर्षाणि जातस्य तव पुत्रका हे dear son. So for you, so सप्तच वर्षाणि. So dasha means 10, sapta means 7. So 10 plus 7, 17 years. You are 17 years old only. So that's what Kausalya is apparently telling Rama when he's going to Aranya. So he will meet his mother. At that time, she will say, "You are just 17 years old. How can you go? How will you manage?" and things like that. So as though she's telling, he's 17 years old. So this is one kind of pramana. Then elsewhere, I think in this comes in Aranya Kanda, I think. So so Sita Devi says, "Mama bharta mahateja payasa panchavimshakaha ashtadashahi varshani mama janmani ganyate." So she's telling that my husband is 25 years old when, so she's talking about when they were leaving for Aranyavasa. Sita Devi is telling there that my husband is 25 years old, was 25 years old or is 25 years old, and I am 18 years old. So that's what she's telling there. So Sita Devi is telling 25 and Kausalya said there 17. And then somewhere else Sita Devi says, I think this is in Sundarakanda, Samadvadasha tatraham Raghavasya niveshane bhunjana manushan bhogan sarvakama samruddhini. So in what should I say, in Sundarakanda, Sita Devi, I think this she tells to Ravana. So she's telling Ravana that after marriage, Ravana or maybe Hanuman, I remember as Ravana. So she tells Sita Devi tells that after marriage, I lived in Raghava Niveshane, Raghavasya Niveshane, in the house of that Raghava prince Rama. So in his house, I lived for 12 years. Okay, so now we have three, and then fourth, one more is there, Maricha, when what is his name? When Ravana comes to Maricha, he asks him to go and cheat Rama so that he can take away Sita Devi. So at that time, Maricha is telling, Balo Dvadasha Varshoyam Akritastrascha Raghavaha. So he remembers that event, this event in the future, it's going to happen here in our story. But when Maricha comes, by then it's past for him, he remembers. So Rama was just 12 years old when he kicked me out. So he says he didn't even learn Shastrastra Vidya, and that Rama, when he was just 12 years old, he kicked me out. So he threw me away from wherever I was. So now you have these conflicting ideas. This is a small sarga, so that's why I'm going into details of this discussion here. So now how do you reconcile? It seems to be according to Maricha that when this Maricha, Subbahu, Vishwamitra, Yaga, everything happened, Rama was 12 years old. And then Janaki Devi is telling that for 12 years. So after that Yaga is when he goes to get married with Sita Devi. So, and then Sita Devi tells 12 years I lived with Rama in Rama's palace. So that means to show that he should be 24, about 24 years when they were leaving for Ayodhya. So that's what she's also telling, that Rama was 25 years old when we left Ayodhya for the Aranya. But then this person is telling, what is his name? So Kausalya Devi is telling, when Rama was leaving for forest, he's 17 years old. Now Dasharatha is telling Rama is about 16 years old, which is the same time that he went to fight with Maricha Subbahu and get married. So which version to believe? That's the great discussion that is going on here. So Tilakakara very simply says Una Shodasha Varshaha means little less than 16. That means almost 16 years old, and all other things fall in place, he says. So and then he quotes Katakakara, and Katakakara also he says, gives the same explanation, that he's about 16 years old, a little less, 1 or 2 weeks, let's say, or months less than 16 years old. And then he says everybody else is somebody else, Anyetu, some other people are telling that he's 12 years old here. So Una Shodasha, if you're telling, so some commentators, I think Govinda Raja is telling that, so Una, little less than, so something, Una means less than 16. So how much less? Govinda Raja is telling Padona, so 1/4 less than 16. How much is 1/4 less than 16? So it seems to be 12. So of course 4 is 1/4 of 16. So 16 minus 4 is 12. So 12 years, and then 12 years they lived together. So about 24-25 years they went to Aranya and things like that. So Shiromanikara nicely settles. Tilakakara just gives his view, and he gives Katakakara's view, and just passingly mentions that some others are saying like this, but but he's also of the view that Rama was 16 years, and this is traditionally by some scholars. I mean, there are both of these views, that Rama was 12 years old when he left with Vishwamitra and 16 years when he left. So what is Angikara to me at least, and to us maybe hopefully, that he was about 16 years old when he left. So how do you set right all other statements? So when Maricha is telling that he's 12 years old, so you should understand that he didn't know Rama's age exactly. Between 16 and 12 he couldn't exactly make out, and then he was also in a state of fear when Ravana comes to him. So he's just confused, he doesn't remember. So we saw this earlier also somewhere, that when there is that fear or anxiety, you tend to, what should I say, so you tend to not remember things exactly. So that's why he's telling Rama didn't know any astras also, which is not true, because Rama uses Vayavyastra and pushes him away. So they are there somewhere in Vishwamitra's ashrama, but he pushes him so far away that he goes and falls somewhere in Dandakaranya. So that's not true. So that means to say that he's confused. Okay, now statements of Sita Devi and Kausalya remain. So Sita Devi is telling, I was 18 years old when I left, and my husband was about 25 years old, and then we lived for together for 12 years after wedding. So the 12 years after wedding is Samata to us. That means 16 plus 12. So about 28 years Rama was. And then she's telling, I'm 18 years old. That means there is 10 years age gap between Sita Devi and Rama. So when they got married, Sita Devi was about 6. Those days they have to get married like that. So 6 years old Sita Devi, 16 years old Rama got married. And then how do you explain this 25 here? So first, how do you explain um, what is Kausalya's? So Kausalya Devi is telling 17. So 17, Shiromani Kara is telling the Dasha Saptacha Varshani. You should say that as, so Dasha. So let me just see. So he is telling so Dasha Saptacha Varshani, you should take it as Dasha. So Dasha means 20. So one Dasha has become Lupta. It has dropped. So in Sanskrit that Prayoga is there. So if you want to say two Dasha, sometimes you can say Dasha. So Lupta, one word has become dropped. So Dasha, and then Sapta, and then the Cha, Dasha Saptacha Varshani. The Cha means one, he's telling, because Cha indicates Chandra and there is only one Chandra. So we have this symbology, say, what should I say, symbolism, whatever. So with some, so Chandra is one only. So Chandra, when we say somewhere Chandra or any words or letters related to Chandra, it means one. So Dasha means Dasha, Sapta, Cha means Chandra. So totally 28. So that is falling in place, he's telling. And then Pancha Vimshati. So what is Sita Devi telling? Mama Bharta Mahateja Vayasa Panchavimshakaha. So Panchavimsha means 25, and Kaha refers to Agni, he is telling. So which is true, Agni is 3, so Garhapati, Agni, etc. So 3 Agnis will be there for a householder. So Panchavimshakaha means Panchavimsha 25 plus Kaha 3, 28. So this is the simplest kind of reconciliation that's possible. If you see Govindaraja's reconciliation, it's even more. I mean, you should wonder. In fact, Shiromani Kara tries to refute that also, saying this is too much of assumptions you are making in these things, because he tells Kausalya Devi is telling 17 means, so you should count from from the Upanayanam age he's counting. So at the Upanayanam age he was 8. So 8 plus 17. He's counting from the Dvijanma, from the second Janma she's counting 17 and things like that. So he says too many assumptions, because Sita Devi is counting from birth, but Kausalya Devi is counting from Upanayanam. So that doesn't work. In this world, you should have some common kind of metric when you're saying age. You should have a common standard. So somebody is counting like this, somebody is counting like that. You cannot say. So see, even in our childhood, if somebody asks age, so childhood you always feel like telling your age more. So if you are about 12 years old, you will say 13 running. So 13 running, you should tell how much is completed only. So something like that. You should not say one will have, so somebody else will say 12, then we will tease him, oh you're 12 only, I'm 13. So it's not like that. You should tell completed age. So common standard you should have. So anyway, something like that. Kausalya Devi is telling like that. You should not make so many assumptions, he's telling. So all the settled discussion now, to come back to the shloka, Una Shodasha Varshaha means a little less than 16 years old. How much little? You should say 1 month, maybe 2 months, a little, 3 months, not more than that. So about almost 16 years old he is. So my Rama is Una Shodasha Varshaha. He is 16 years old. Rajiva Lochanaha. Rajiva is lotus eyed. So Govindaraja very beautifully is writing here. So Rajiva Lochana, he is lotus eyed. Why is Dasharatha telling that? So even as I'm saying, I'm getting goosebumps. Why is Dasharatha saying it? Because he's Rajiva Lochana, his eyes are like lotus petals. So he's not even telling lotus petals, he's telling lotus eyed. So and then you are asking asking me to send him to fight with Rakshasas. Rakshasas are Nishacharas, so they will fight in the night, and lotus petals close in the night, you know. So my Rama is a small kid, so his eyes will close in the night because they are lotus eyed. That means he will sleep. He's a kid, he wants to sleep in the night, but you're wanting me to send him to fight with Rakshasas who are experts in fighting in the night. So please excuse me. So I cannot do that, is what he's trying to say. By this just one word, Rajivalochanaha. This is called Dhvani. So he's not exactly saying it, but he's hinting at it. So Valmiki is hinting at this, all this meaning by that one use of word Rajivalochanaha. This is called Dhvani. Dhvani is supposed to be the kind of, I mean, the highest kind of poetic beauty, they say, is in Dhvani. All other things, Alankaram is there and things like that, but Dhvani, they say, is the very beautiful, I mean, is the essence of a poem. If Dhvani is not there, then it's as good as it's a mediocre poetry, they say. Anyway, so that is all Kavya Shastra. But Rajiva Lochanaha, Govindaraja very beautifully says this is the meaning. Why lotus eyed he's telling? Of course, he has beautiful eyes, but there is a Dhvani there. Rajiva Lochanaha, na yuddha yogyaha योग्यताम अस्य पश्यामि न युद्ध योग्यताम अस्य युद्ध योग्यताम न पश्यामि. So rakshasai saha, so along with these rakshasas, rakshasai saha, along with rakshasas yuddha yogyatam na pashyami. I don't see that Rama has this yogyata to fight with rakshasas in a war. So he's not yet trained. He will say all those things. So he will say that he's a small kid. How can I send him to fight with great rakshasas? So mind, okay, I will tell you later when it comes. Iyam akshauhini sena yasyaham patirishwaraha anaya sahito gatva yodhaham tair nishacharehi ime shurascha vikranta bhritya mestra visharadaha yogya raksho ganeir yodhum naramam netumarhasi. So he is telling, so please don't ask for Rama, but I will come. So iyam akshauhini sena, so all his sena is ready perhaps in the assembly. So Senapati will be there, you know. So if you show Senapati, that means the Sena is included. Anyway, Yam Akshauhini Sena, this Akshauhini Sena is there. So Akshauhini Sena, so Akshauhini is a calculation. So everybody is quoting from Adi Parva of Mahabharata what exactly is Akshauhini. You can Google and you will find these details anyway. So Akshauhini is a huge kind of battalion of Sena. So they say in Mahabharata war, so something like, so Kauravas had 11 Akshauhinis of Sena, and then Dharmaraja Yudhishthira had 7 Akshauhinis or Sena. Either it is 12-6 or 11-7, something like that. Even in Rama Ravana Yuddha, so Sugriva, I think Sugriva has more Akshauhinis because they are, you know, all Vanaras than Ravana. I remember like that, but anyway, later when we go there, we will check. Be that as it may, he's telling Akshauhini Sena is ready. Yam Akshauhini Sena. Yasyaham Patirishwaraha. Yasya means of that Akshauhini. Of which Akshauhini Sena, I am the Pati, I am the Lord, I am the controller, Ishwaraha, Aham Patirishwaraha, Anaya Sahito Gatva, Yodhaham Taihi Nishacharehi. So Anaya Sahitaha, along with this Akshauhini Sena, Gatva, so I will come along with you, and having come along with you, I will fight. Taihi Nishacharehi Yodhaham, I will fight with those Nishachara Rakshasas. Nishachara, Nisha means night, Nishachara means night dwellers, that is people who are awake late in the night, people like me perhaps, are all Rakshasas, okay? So they move about, they are more active in the night. So those Rakshasas, Ime Shurascha Vikranta Bhritya Me Astra Visharadaha. So these are Shura, very valiant soldiers, Vikrantaha, very powerful. Bhrityaha, so Bhrityaha means they are all my, so they are employed by me. Bhrityaha, Me Bhrityaha means, so they all work for me. Astra Visharadaha, they are experts in Astras and Shastras. Whereas Rama, he doesn't know these things. So he's going to say all those things. So these are Astra Visharadas, and you are asking for Rama who does not know how to yield an Astra and things like that. Yogya Rakshoganair Yodhum. So these people are fit. They are very capable of fighting with Rakshasas. Yogya Rakshoganair Yodhum. Naramam Netumarhasi. Oh, please don't ask for Rama. So very sweetly he's telling Naramam Netumarhasi. So he's not even saying I won't send Rama. That he will tell in the last, okay, later. For now, he will repeat this. Naramam Netumarhasi means, so in Telugu we say, so idi niku tagadu, we say in Telugu. That means, so please don't ask. It's not appropriate on your part. So very, very humbly putting it. So it's not right on your part to ask like this. Please don't ask for Rama. That's what he's trying to say. Ramam Netumarhasi. Please don't ask for Rama. अहमेव धनुष्पाणिर् गोप्ता समरमूर्धनि यावत् प्राणान् धरिष्यामि तावद् योत्स्ये निशाचरैः निर्विघ्ना व्रतचर्या सा भविष्यन्ति सुरक्षिता अहं तत्र गमिष्यामि न रामं नेतुमर्हसि अहमेव धनुष्पाणिः. So I, along with my dhanus, I will hold my bow in my hand and come. Goptas Samara Gopta means, so I will protect. I will protect your yaga. So yagasya gopta, yajnasya gopta, I will protect your yaga. Samaramurdhani, in that war, in that battlefield with those Rakshasas, I will protect your yaga. With my bow, when I stand in a war, I will fight with them. Yavat pranan dharishyami tavad yotsye nishacharaihi. Along with those Rakshasas, nishacharaihi, yavat pranan dharishyami. As long as there is life in me, I will fight them. Yavat pranan dharishyami tavat, so long. Yavat means as long, tavat means so long. Yotsye, I will fight with them, with those nishacharas. Nirvighna vratacharya sa bhavishyati surakshita. Surakshita means being well protected by me. Your vratacharya, sa vratacharya, your vratacharya which you have took upon you, that will become nirvighna. Nirvighna bhavishyati means it will be completed without any vignas. I will protect that yaga. Aham tatra gamishyami, I will come there along with you. Na ramam netum arhasi, please don't ask for Rama, he is telling. बालो ह्यकृत विद्यश्च न च वेत्ति बलाबलं न चास्त्र बल संयुक्तो न च युद्ध विशारदः न चासौ रक्षसां योग्यः कूटयुद्धा हि राक्षसाः विप्रयुक्तो हि रामेण मुहूर्तमपि नोत्सहे जीवितुं मुनिशार्दूल न रामं नेतुमर्हसि. So Balaha, he's a small kid. Balaha means up to 16 years old. You can call a person as Bala. So Tikakaras are telling Balaha Akrita. He means he's a small kid only. So Akrita Vidyascha. So he's not yet completed his studies. Akrita Vidyaha means he's not yet studied these things yet. So this is two ways you can interpret it, because already in the previous sarga we have seen. So I think in the 18th sarga we have already seen. So they have studied Vedas. They are all studying. So this Dhanur Veda, everything they are experts at. All those we have studied. They have studied. He's telling. So now Dasharatha is telling, but he's Akrita Vidyaha. He's not yet studied. So how do you explain this? Is it that Dasharatha is lying, or is it something else? So of course Dasharatha is not lying. He's Rama's father. Rama only Satyavak Paripalanam means Rama's father. How will he be? So Dasharatha is not lying. There are two ways to explain this. One is that they have studied archery and things like that, but they have not yet studied warfare. So he has studied Banam and things like that, but a war is a completely different thing. So he can yield a bow, but Vasishtha has not yet taught him how to participate in a war. That is one meaning. But Tilakakara is telling, so out of his love for Rama, he is seeing Rama as a small kid. So he thinks Rama is not yet eligible to fight such a gruesome war with Rakshasas. So that is one way. So Akrita Vidyaha is a statement out of love, for too much affection towards Rama, that he is seeing Rama as a small kid only. So Akrita Vidyascha navetti balabalam nachavetti balabalam. He does not know balabalam navetti. He does not know how to make an estimate of the bala, and so balabalam means the strength and weaknesses of the enemy. So you should nicely plan your strategy. To plan your strategy, you should know what is the strength and weakness of your bala means strength and weakness of your opponent. So, but he does not know how to strategize that way. Nachastra bala samyuktaha. He does not even know all these astras and things like that. So he's not yet. He is so Dasharatha. So like I said, you can take that Dasharatha is telling that out of love he's telling that he's seeing as a small kid, or he has not yet learnt all these mantra. So what should I say? Abhimantrita astras. So these astras and mantras for them, he has not yet learnt. Maybe that's the case, because later that's the first thing Vishwamitra will do, is he will give him all his astra vidya. So nachastra bala samyuktaha nacha yuddha visharadaha. He is not yet expert in warfare. He has not learnt warfare yet. Nachasau rakshasam yogyaha kutayuddha hi rakshasaha. So he is not a match for Rakshasas. Dasharatha is telling. Nachasau rakshasam yogyaha. He is not a match to fight with Rakshasas. Why? Because Kuta Yuddha hi Rakshasaha. So Kuta Yuddha means Kapata Yuddha. So they cheat. Rakshasas cheat in their war. Or you can say the other ways. So they can assume many forms. You will see Vibhishana, sorry, not Vibhishana. So Indrajit and Lakshmana's Yuddha is Kuta Yuddha. So Indrajit will hide and take various forms and fight and things like that. So Rakshasas are capable of fighting like that. So but Rama is a kid. How can he fight with them? And then Viprayukto hi Ramena muhurtamapi notsahe jivitum. So Ramena Viprayuktaha. So if I let go of Rama, if Rama goes away from me, Viprayukto hi Ramena muhurtamapi jivitum notsahe. Even for a muhurta, even for a small while, I cannot live if I send Rama away like that. So therefore, hey Munishardula, na Ramam netumarhasi, please don't ask for Rama. यदि वा राघवं ब्रह्मन् नेतुमिच्छसि सुव्रता चतुरंग समायुक्तं मया सह च तन्नय. So okay, if you are insisting, no, I will teach him the astras, don't worry, send him with me. If you are insisting like that, यदि वा राघवं, हे ब्रह्मन्, हे ब्रह्मर्षि. So Vishwamitra, यदि वा राघवं netum ichhasi, if you want to take Rama, if you still say no, I will take Rama with me, then he Suvrata, he Tapasvi. Suvrata means one who has done great vratams. So he Vishwamitra, Chaturanga Samayuktam Maya Saha Tamnaya. So you should take me also along with my Chaturanga Bala. Chaturanga means so infantry and cavalry and elephantry and chariot. So four Bala. So Ratha, Gaja, Turaga, Padati they say. So this is the Chaturanga Bala. So Chaturanga Samayuktam Maya Sahacha Tamnaya. So you should take Rama along with me and all my Chaturanga Bala. So he is telling. षष्टि वर्ष सहस्राणि जातस्य मम कौशिका कृच्छ्रेणोत्पादितश्चायं न रामं नेतुमर्हसि. So he Kaushika, so Kaushika is, he has come in that Kushika's lineage. So he Vishwamitra, Shashti Varsha Sahasrani Jatasya Mama. So I am 60,000 years old, he is telling. So Shashti Varsha Sahasrani, Shashti means 60, Sahasra means 1000. So 60,000 years old after living for 60,000 years of life. So Shashti Varsha Sahasrani Jatasya, so 60,000 years have passed for me, and then this Rama is born, he is telling. So Krichrenoutpaditas Chayam. So after 60,000 years old, after finishing 60,000 years with great tapas, Krichra means so great effort, tapas. That means he did that great yaga. So after that great tapas, he is born. So Utpaditaha, he was born after great tapas that I did, and not even a tapas that I did when I was young. This tapas I did after I was 60,000 years old. So that after such great effort, he is born. So please don't ask for Rama. So na Ramam netumarhasi. Please don't take away Rama from me. चतुर्नाम आत्मजानां हि प्रीति परमिका मम ज्येष्ठे धर्म प्रधाने च न रामं नेतुमर्हसि. So चतुर्नाम आत्मजानां, of my four sons, of these four sons that are born to me, प्रीतिहि paramika mama jyeshthe dharma pradhane. So in that jyeshtha of those four people, the elder son, who's dharma pradhana, so who amongst the three purusharthas of dharma artha kama, he is always intent upon following dharma, such kind of dharma, dharmika Rama. Or you can say he is dharma pradhana because of the four sons, he is the eldest son, therefore he is the successor to my kingdom, and I have a dharma towards my lineage and things like that. That way also you can give an interpretation. Dharma pradhana, I think Tilakakara is telling dharma pradhana means, so out of the three purusharthas, he is a very dharmika person. He doesn't go after other pursuits, but he is dharma pradhana. But those rakshasas are so Kuta Yuddha hi rakshasaha. They are ones who do Kuta Yuddha. So such rakshasas, but he is very dharmika person. So please don't ask for him. Naramam netumarhasi. So please don't take away Rama. So he's telling, don't take away Rama from me. Don't take away Rama from me. That is what he's telling. He's not saying I will not give Rama. That he will tell later, like I said. So now he is asking, so okay, you are insisting so much. Who are these rakshasas? Tell me about them. Kim virya rakshasaste cha kasya putrascha ke chate katham pramana ke chantar ke katham pramana ke chaitan rakshanti munipungava. He Munipungava, he Vishwamitra, Kim Virya Rakte Rakshasaha, those Rakshasas, Kim Viryaha. So what is their prowess? Kim Viryaha means what kind of prowess do they have? So this is all very, so Valmiki's Prayoga. So in standard Sanskrit, Laukika Sanskrit that we have today, we don't use such Prayogas. But he's telling Kim Viryaha, what kind of power do they have? So Kasya Putrascha, so whose children are they? So whose children are these Rakshasas? Kechate means what are they? So who are they? So that means what are their names? And Katham Pramanaha means so how big are they? How big is their body and things like that. So their Sharira Pramanam. Pramanam means length, measurement is called Pramanam. So how big or tall and hefty are they? So he's asking that Kechaitan Rakshanti. So Kecha Etan Rakshanti. Who is he who protects these two Rakshasas? So these two Rakshasas are doing so much. Who's protecting those Rakshasas? Kathancha pratikartavyam tesham ramena rakshasam मामकैर्वा बलैर् ब्रह्मन् मया वा कूटयोधिनां सर्वं मे शंस भगवन् कथं तेषां मया रणे स्थातव्यं दुष्टभावानां वीर्योत्सिक्ता हि राक्षसाः कथं हि प्रतिकर्तव्यं तेषां. So तेषां rakshasam, to those rakshasas, how do you expect Rama? So what is your plan? How do you expect Rama to go and fight with them? So Dasharatha is perhaps assuming that this Rishi just came off without any plan in his mind. So let me ask him, do you have any plan? You are asking for the small kid Rama. Do you have any plan in your mind at all, or are you just asking like that? So this is my kind of explanation to that. Okay, so kathancha pratikartavyam. Pratikartavyam means how do you expect Rama to react to them in the war? So pratikartavyam Ramena. So tesham Ramena. So or okay, if not Rama, suppose I come with you, what is your plan? How do you think that I should react to them in the war? Mamakairva balaihi. So mayava means by me. How do you expect me to react? Or mamakair balairva. So or how do you expect my sainyam to react to them in a war? So that's what he's telling. So kuta yodhinam. So they are people who fight a cheating war. Kuta yodha. So they are doing engage in Kuta Yuddha. So what do you think? How should we react to them in a war? Either how should Rama react, or how I should react, or how my Sainyam should react? So he's asking something like, do you have any plan at all, or have you just come and asked for Rama? Sarvam me shamsa bhagavan katham tesham maya rane sthathavyam. So katham tesham maya rane sthathavyam. How should I stop them in a war? That means how should I put an end to them in the war? Hey Bhagavan, sarvam me shamsa. All this you tell me. What is your plan? So shamsa means tell me all this. So dushta bhavanam. So rane dushta bhavanam katham sthathavyam. So how should I? So dushta bhavanam means those people who are very dushta. So their mind is very dushta. So those such kind of rakshasas, how should I put an end to them? How should we stop them? So vidyot siktahi rakshasaha. These rakshasas are always arrogant because of their power. So they are filled with great power and arrogance. So how should we put an end to them? So please tell me all that you have planned. So how do you plan to take out this mission? So tasya tad vachanam shrutva vishwamitro bhyabhashata. Paulastya. So tasya tad vachanam shrutva tasya dasharathasya tad vachanam. All the words that he has spoke, shrutva, having heard, Vishwamitraha abhyabhashata. He spoke back the following words. What is he telling? Paulastya vamshaprabhavo ravano naam rakshasaha sabrahmana dattavaras trailokyam badhate bhrisham mahabalo mahaviryo rakshasair bahubhirvrtah shruyate cha maharaja ravano rakshasadhipaha साक्षात् वैश्रवणभ्राता पुत्रो विश्रवसो मुनेः यदा न खलु यज्ञस्य विघ्नकर्ता महाबलः तेन संचोदितौ तौ तु राक्षसौ च महाबलो मारीचश्च सुबाहुश्च यज्ञविघ्नं करिष्यतः. So he is telling. So what is Vishwamitra telling? Paulastya Vamshaprabhavah. So in the Vamsha of Pulastya he is born. Who is he? So Ravano Nama Rakshasaha. So Ravano Nama Rakshasaha Shruyate. In 17th verse we can see Shruyate. So he is famous by the name as Ravana. So remember, what does this remind you? Ikshvaku Vamshaprabhavo Ramo Nama Janai Shrutaha. So Narada said to Valmiki in the beginning. So that's how, like I told you, if you remember back then, that's how people are introduced, when somebody has to be introduced. So suppose two of us are talking and I have to introduce to you about a third person. So how is he introduced? He will be introduced by his lineage and his father and things like that. So Paulaste Vamshaprabhavo Ravano Nama Rakshasaha. So he comes in the lineage of Paulastya and he's famous by the name called Ravana. By the name Ravana he is famous. So Brahmana Dattavaraihi, because of by the varas that he has got from Brahma, Trilokyam Badhate Bhrisham. So again and again heavily he's troubling Trilokyam. So Badhate means he's troubling. Trilokyam means all the three worlds he's troubling because of the varas that he has got from Brahma. So he is Mahabalaha, great power, Mahaviryaha, great prowess. Rakshasair Bahubhir Vritaha. Bahubihi Rakshasaihi Vritaha. So he's surrounded by lot of Rakshasas. That means he has a great team of Rakshasas with him. Shruyate. So Ramano Nama Rakshasaha Shruyate. So you can add with that, or you can say Shruyate cha Maharaja. It's well known, hey Maharaja, Ravano Rakshasadhipaha, that this Ravana, it's well known. So you must have also heard. So that's what he's trying to say. It's well known that this Ravana is Rakshasadhipaha, king of all Rakshasas. So Sakshat Vaishravana Bhrata. So he's the Bhrata, he's the brother of Sakshat Vaishravana. Vaishravana is Kubera. So he is directly the brother of Kubera because they have the same father. So what is their father's name? Putro Vishravaso Munehe. So of Vishravaso Muni. So he's the son of Vishravaso Muni. So and then he is brother of Kubera. Such prowess this Ravana has. So Yadana Khalu Yajnasya Vignakarta Mahabalaha, because he is a great king and he is a son of a rishi and things like that. Therefore he is directly not causing Vignas to Yaga. Yadana Khalu Yajnasya Vignakarta Maha. He is not directly the Vignakarta. That Mahabala Ravana is not directly the Vignakarta for my Yaga. Tena Sanchoditau Tautu Rakshasaucha Mahabalo. Therefore, so Sanchoditau means but these two Rakshasas are being instigated by him. So all Rakshasas are instigated by Ravana, and that he's telling them, go and trouble everybody in the world. So such kind of masters also there. So these two these two Rakshasas, Tena Sanchoditau, they are instigated by that Ravana, by that they are also Mahabalo, they are also very great prowess they have. What are their names? So all that he's going to say, Marichascha Subahuscha Yajna Vignam Karishyatah. All their story Vishwamitra will tell Rama Lakshmana later. So Marichascha Subahuscha Yajna Vignam Karishyatah. Karishyatah means these two people are doing. Who are those two people? Maricha and Subahu. So they are causing Vignas to my Yajna. So all that story now he has told Dasharatha. Ityukto munina tena rajovacha munim tada. So ityuktaha munina, by that Vishwamitra having been told thus. So ityuktaha tena munina. So that Raja, now he is telling. Raja is telling the Muni. Raja munim uvacha. Tada means thereafter Raja is telling the Muni. What is he telling? Nahi shaktosmi sangrame sthatum tasya duratmanaha sattvam prasadam dharmagnya kurushva mama putrake. So after listening to the story, Dasharatha is now shocked. He will say, I am not capable of killing those Rakshasas. Nahi shaktosmi sangrame sthatum. So sthatum means to put an end to this. Sthatum means to kind of, what should I say, to face them. So to face them and kind of, what should I say, to oppose them and put an end to them, I am not capable. Nacha shaktosmi sangrame, in a war, to face and oppose them, I am not capable. Tasya duratmanaha. So tasya duratmanaha means of the Ravana directly and also of his servants. So I am not capable of doing. So if I am only not capable of withstanding them. So withstanding is the word perhaps I was looking for sthatum. So if I am not capable of withstanding them in a war, what to speak of this small child Rama? Sattvam prasadam dharmagnya kurushva mama putrake. So putra and putraka. So this putra is kan pratyaya is added. So out of love he is telling putraka, hey putraka. If a father or mother is calling a son or somebody putraka means, so hey, so like we say, hey Koranda, if you say it's enough, but chinna Koranda, like you're saying, so he's a small kid. Chinna Pillavadu. Pillavadu means small. Pillavadu itself means kid, but chinna Pillavadu you're telling out of even more love. So putraka means that. So he's a small kid. So I only can't face that Rakshasas. What to speak of this small kid? Mama putrake prasadam kurushva. So please show some mercy on my small kid. Hey Vishwamitra, please show some mercy on him. Your dharmagnya. So it's not fair on your part. You're a dharmagnya. You know that if I lose this Rama, then what will happen to my lineage and things like that. So tvam prasadam kurushva. Mama putrake, show some mercy on this small child of mine. Mama chaivalpa bhagyasya daivatam hi bhavan guruhu. So mama cha alpa bhagyasya. So to me, who's of this very, what should I say, very, I'm not so lucky, I'm an unlucky person. Why? Because after so long I got this son. So had I been lucky, I would have got children long back. Or alpa bhagyasya can also mean, sorry, I'm not so lucky or fortunate to be of some help to you. I'm not in a position to grant, he will not say, but I'm not in a position to serve you with this request. So therefore alpa bhagya, that way also you can take. So mama, to me, to such a unlucky me, you are the guru and you are the devata. So bhavan, you are guru and devata. So you are my guru and you are my god. Therefore show some mercy on my small kid. Deva Danava Gandharva Yakshah Patagapannagaha Nashakta Ravanam Sodhum Kimpunar Manava Yudhi. So that Ravana, nobody can, because he told, from Brahma he got Vara, etc. So nobody can withstand that Ravana in a war. So not Devatas, nor Danavas, nor Gandharvas, nor Yakshas, none of them can withstand Ravana in a war. Pataga, Pannaga. So all these kind of what should I say, classes of, what should I say, superhumans or something like that, none of them can withstand Ravana in a war. Ashakta Ravanam Sodhum. So they cannot withstand and win over Ravana in a war. Kim Punar Manava Yuthi. We are all human beings. What can we withstand him in a war? Yuthi, in a war. Satu Viryavatam Viryam Adatte Yuthi Ravanaha Tena Chaham Nashaktosmi Sanyodhum Tasyava Balaihi. So he is famous, that Ravana is famous, that so Satu Yudhi, Sa Ravanaha Yudhi. So tu means he is famous for, in that sense tu. So all this tu cha that I am using, that's used in the shloka, but I am trying to skip over. But these tikakaras, Shiromanikaras especially, everywhere he will give you the meaning why cha is used, why he is used, why tu is used, and things like that. Usually this cha, why, tu, he, we use it for Padya Puranam. I think I told you one funny story like that, but if I have not, I will tell you in the last of this session. But so when Valmiki is using that, he is not using for finishing the Padya, Pada Puranam. It's not for Pada Puranam, because if it's Anushtup Chandas, then you should have 8 into 4 letters, in each shloka. So sometimes one or two letters will be less. So in Kavya Shastra they say you can use cha, vai, tu, or he. So any of these you can use and finish the pada. But Valmiki is not using like that. Everything has some meaning. But anyway, I'm not going so much into detail. So he's telling, but he's very famous, Ravana, for what is he famous for? Viryavatam Yudhi. In a war, Viryavatam Viryam Adatte. So in a war, he will take away the power of great powerful people. So Viryavatam Viryam. Even if I'm a great person, a great powerful person, if I stand in front of Ravana in a war, he will take away my power. So take away my power means some people will literally say he has some Shakti because through which he will, what should I say, he will suck that power out of you or draw that power out of you. Either you can say that, or maybe to me it strikes that you can say he has so much power that even if the greatest warrior goes in front of him, that greatest warrior will become tired fighting, but this Ravana will be still able to fight. So something like that you can take. So Viryavatam Viryam Adatte. He will take off all the Virya, the power of even great powerful people. So Tena Chaham Nashaktosmi Sanyodhum Tasya Va Balaihi. So I cannot face him in a war. So Aham Nashaktosmi. I am not Tena Sanyodhum Nashaktosmi Ashaktosmi. So to fight with him I am not capable, nor neither with him nor with his Sainyam. Tasyava Balaihi, or with his Sainyam also I cannot fight a war. Sabalova Munishreshtha Sahitova Mamatmajaihi. So this should have gone with the previous shloka, I missed it. So Sabalova Munishreshtha Sahitova Mamatmajai. So he's telling, I cannot fight individually with him in a war. I cannot fight him in a war along with my Sainyam. So Sabalova, along with my Sainyam, I cannot fight with him. Hey Munishreshtha. Or Sahitova Mamatmajaihi. Mama Atmajaihi Sahitova. Along with my sons also I cannot fight him in a war, he's telling. So Kathamapyamaraprakyam Sangramanam Sangramanam Akovidam Balam me Tanayam Brahman Naiva Dasyami Putrakam. See, now he is telling, I will not give you Nadasya, Naiva Dasyami. I will not Nadasyami Eva. I will not give you at all, my son. So Kathamapi Amaraprakyam. So he is, so Kathamapi Nadasyami. In no way I am going to give you, he is telling. So Amaraprakyam. So he's Amaraprakyam means, so he is like so Amara means a Devata, one who does not have death. So Amaraprakhya means he is like a Devata. So he is shining very beautifully. Such kind of Rama. Sangramana Makovidam. So he is not an expert in warfare. Sangrama is war, and then Sangramana Makovidam means he does not know what a war is. You show him some tree and ask him to shoot one arrow at a fruit at the tree, that he will be able to do. But war he cannot do. He is a small kid. So Putrakam, Putraka is a small kid he is. Balam me Tanayam Brahman Naiva Dasyami. So he is a small kid of mine, so I will not give him to you. Atha Balop, or you can say Kathamapi Sangramanam Akovidam. So he has not ever seen anything like a war. That way also you can say, but I have added Kathamapi with Kathamapi Nadase. No way I am going to give him to you. Atha Kalopamau Yudhe Sutau Sundopasundayoho Yajna Vigna Karau Taute Naiva Dasyami Putrakam. So these Maricha and Subahu are the sons of Sunda and Upasunda. So exactly, so Sundaputraha Marichaha Upasundaputraha Subahu. Govinda Raja is telling. So Maricha is Sunda's son, and Upasunda's son is Subahu, and they are born through a Yakshi. Through a Yakshi, they are born to Maricha, to Sunda and Upasunda. These two people, Maricha and Subahu. So how did he know? You should assume that in the previous story, Vishwamitra told him that also, though it's not there in the shloka, because he asked, Dasharatha asked whose sons are they, though it's not said in the story. You should assume that Vishwamitra perhaps said it, and that's how Dasharatha knows. So Atha Kalopamau, they are equal to time, the time which destroys people. So they are like the Antakala of my son. So Kalopamau Yuddhe, in a war, they are equal to death. Such kind of Sundopasundayo Sutau, they are those sons of Sunda and Upasunda. Yajna Vigna Karau. So Tau Yajna Vigna Karau, those two people who are causing Vignas to your Yajna. So Naiva Dasyami Putrakam. So Te Naiva Dasyami, to you I will not give these. So naiva dasyami. So eva is using, eva means definitely I will not give you. Naiva dasyami putrakam, the small child of mine, there is no way I'm going to give you. So this Sunda and Upasunda, so there is, I told you, right, they are born, they are born to a yakshi, through a yakshi, a female yaksha. So yakshi, through a yakshi they are born. It seems there is a smruti vakya somewhere that Manu has told to Dhruva. So Manu has told Dhruva that yakshas should not be killed. So Dasharatha is hinting at that also, that yakshas children should not be killed, because Manu said like that to Dhruva. So I cannot do that task. So it will be like I am going against Manu. That hint is there. He's not exactly saying that, but that dhvani is there, is what Tikakaras are telling. मारीचश्च सुबाहुश्च वीर्यवन्तौ सुशिक्षितौ तयोरन्यतरं योद्धुं यास्यामि स सुहृद्गणः. If you insist so much, so he's trying to bargain perhaps with Vishwamitra. Okay, if you insist so much, I can do one thing. What can I do? Marichascha Subahuscha Viryavantau. Maricha and Subahu are very powerful people, those two people. Sushikshita, where they are also very well trained in causing these vignas. You know, there will be people who are trained in such things also. So Tayor Anyataram Yodhum. Of those two people, with one person I am ready to fight. So Tayoho Anyataram. Anyataram means when two are there, choosing one from two, or choosing one out of maybe many is also called Anyataram. I think Anyataram, when two is there, choosing one is Anyataram. So Tayor Anyataram Yodhum Yasyami. I will come, Yasyami, I will come, Suhrud Ganaha, along with my friends and whatever well-wishers and Sainyam, everything, I will come, but I will fight with one of those two people. Tayor Anyataram Yodhum Yasyami. So suppose, so he is telling, I will come to fight with one of those two people, that much I can do. Anyatha Tvanuneshyami Bhavantam Sahabandhavaha. Suppose you say, okay, you don't fight, but you come along with me. Anyatha means, suppose you don't want me to do that also. Suppose you don't want me to fight, then Anuneshyami Bhavantam Sahabandhavaha, along with my Bandhavas, friends and army and well-wishers, etc. Bhavantam Anuneshyami. I will follow you. Perhaps you will, so perhaps, so that exactly is not clear what he is trying to say. Maybe he is telling that merely by seeing such this great army, maybe they will get scared and not cause any harm. So maybe that we can do. So Bhavantam Anuneshyami, I will follow you, he is telling. So I think some other Tikakaras are giving some explanation, but this is Tilakakara's explanation that I will follow you instead. So, and then 28th shloka, very beautiful shloka Valmiki is writing. I mean, very stunning kind of simile, at least it seemed to me like that. So mind you, that dhvani in Rajiva Lochana is very beautiful, and the shloka is also very beautiful. So the Kavi in Valmiki, slowly you will start observing. So see the shloka, very beautiful shloka. So the shloka is in Pushpitagra. So Pushpitagra Vrittam he's telling. So Govindaraja is telling the shloka is in Pushpitagra Vrittam. I told you, right? So most shlokas are in Anushtup. At the end of each chapter, some other meter is used now and then. So here he is using Pushpitagra Vrittam very beautifully. He is writing the shloka also. इति नरपति जल्पनाद् द्विजेन्द्रम् इति नरपति जल्पनाद् द्विजेन्द्रम् कुशिकसुतं सुमहान् विवेशमन्युः सुहुत इव मखेऽग्निराज्यसिक्तः सुहुत इव मखेऽग्निराज्यसिक्तः समभवदुज्ज्वलितो महर्षिवह्निः. So this Maharshi Vanhihi, he is telling this Vishwamitra is Vanhi, he is fire. So Vishwamitra is fire, and then he is beautifully explaining how fire and things like that. Iti Narapati Jalpanat. So Jalpana means, so Valmiki is telling Jalpana, Jalpa means, you know, when you are saying, when you are uttering meaningless words, then you say, hey, don't do Jalpa, we say something like that. So Iti Narapati Jalpanat. So he is not saying Narapati Vachanat. So Vachanam means some meaningful words, but Narapati Jalpanat. So this Dasharatha, such meaningless words he spoke. So Narapati Jalpanat, by these meaningless words of Dasharatha, Kushika Sutam, so the son of Kushika. So he's coming in the, so Kushika Sutam, so Mahan Vivesha Manyuhu. So Manyuhu is anger, Kopa. So after listening to these meaningless words of Dasharatha, great anger overpowered this Vishwamitra. So Mahan, Vivesha means Avivesha. Manyuhu Avivesha, great anger, Mahan. Sumahan. Mahan itself means great. Sumahan means even more great. So Sumahan, Manyuhu, Kopam, Avivesha, it overpowered this Muni, Vishwamitra, and therefore Ujjwalito Samabhavat. So Ujjwalitaha means he is now blazing. So Ujjwalito Samabhavat, he is blazing or burning with that anger. How? So mind you, what is he trying to say? After listening to Dasharatha's words, now he is blazing out of anger. So he's giving beautiful example that when you do a homa, you put first a piece of wood you put, and then that dry wood, when you put, the fire is not so blazing. But if you put one drop of ajya ghee, if you put, suddenly it will catch fire, and suddenly you can see that flame come up. So if you have observed any homa or yaga, you can notice this thing. So that is what he's telling. So makhe means in a yaga, makhe ajya siktaha agnihi iva. So ajyam means ghee, ajya siktaha suhuta agni riva. So like a well, ajya siktaha means wet by ghee. So this offering suhuta agnihi. So the agni which is well kindled by a piece of wood which is wet by ajya. So if you have noticed, then you will appreciate the beauty that if you put the log of wood, there is not much change, but on the wood they will put some ajyam, some ghee they will put, immediately it will blaze. So like that, after listening those words of Dasharatha, this Vishwamitra, suddenly he got empowered with anger, and ujjalito samabhavatu. So now he's blazing with that anger. He's quite angry now, he's telling. So this ujjalitaha, Tilakakara is telling, ujjalita is roshajwalakhya chittavritti yuktaha. So he's now, this is a specific kind of chittavritti, thought in the mind, he's telling. So thought function, which is the fire of anger, such kind of highly angry he has become, this Vishwamitra, now he's telling. So ityarshe Srimad Ramayane Valmikiye Adi Kavye Balakande Vimshas Sargaha. So we have finished thus 20th Sarga in the Balakanda. So I was going to tell something, I told I will say later, I don't remember now, but one of which is that shloka, Chavai Tuhi. I don't know if I told you the shloka earlier, but let me say. So it seems two poets were there. So as I start saying, if anybody thinks I've said it, maybe you can tell me, so I will stop. So two poets, two friends were there. There was a king in a kingdom who announced that if you write a beautiful shloka on me, I will give you great prize. So two friends, very poor people they are, they thought, oh, this king has announced like that, so let us write one shloka and get some money from him. So now shloka, they are not poets or anything, they are just normal people, but they want that money, prize money. So they will gather together in one place, and then they will say, okay, now let's write one shloka. So how to write a shloka? Okay, what does this king do every morning when he gets up? So somebody has to wake him up. So they will tell. So one of the two friends will say, so let's say, oh Raja, wake up. So uttishta Rajendra. So that is the first line they will say. So 4 lines you have to come up with, So he will say, okay, one line I will. So one by one. So one person will suggest uttishta Rajendra. Hey Rajendra, wake up. So and then, okay, now he has woken up. Now what will he do? They will start thinking. So after 10 minutes of thinking, they will come with one line. So after thinking, then the other friend will say, yeah, after waking up, what will happen? You have to brush your teeth, wash your face. So mukham prakshalayasva. So mukham prakshalayasva, wash your face. Uttishta Rajendra, mukham prakshalayasva. So now, but the other friend is telling, hey, mukham prakshalayasva means only 7 letters have come. One letter is less, So he will say, okay, don't worry, we will see later. Let's proceed. Some word we can put later. So some letter we can put later. So mukham prakshalayasva. Then they will say, okay, why should the king wake up early in the morning? King might say, oh, don't disturb me early in the morning. So we have to tell, oh, no, we are not disturbing you. Pratar ahuyate kukutaha. So this what should I say? The hen, the hen is already cooing or whatever. So therefore it has become morning. Pratar ahuyate kukutaha. So but then they realize this is the third line. So the Raja might get angry. So let's say, no, we are not disturbing you unnecessarily. It's already morning. The hen is already making the sound. But then they realize Prata Rahuyate Kukutaha. So one letter is extra here. In the previous line, one letter was less. In this line, one letter is extra. So Taha. So here the other friend will say that Taha you go and keep in the second line. So Uttishta Rajendra Mukham Prakshalayasva Taha. This Taha has no meaning. From the Taha there, he got it here. Prata Rahuyate Kukku. So now they have come with 3 lines. Now they are tired. So what to do? One more line we have to come up with. So they will say, okay, we are too tired. Let's say Chavai Tuhi. So because they say, so Pada Puranartham Chavai Tuhi. So for Pada Puranam, you can use Chavai Tuhi. So they will literally take it to say one full Pada, we will fill it with it. So Chavai Tuhi. Anyway, but in Valmiki's Ramayana, it's not like that. So Chavai Tuhi, each of those Chavai Tuhi So cha vai tu he have meanings. Okay, so he Tilaka Shiromani Kara goes to great lengths. Say what is in each. If there are two chas in a shloka, he will explain what the two cha means. If there is a he and a cha somewhere, why somewhere, all that he will explain. What does it means? Sometimes in hetvartha he is used or cha is used. Sometimes in some other artha and things like that. Anyway, so Om Yatra Yatra Raghunath Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kritamastakaanjalim Bashpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tatsat Shri Ramarpanamastu.